So how does one talk about or share what's going on here?
Tell the truth. Tell it like you see it, you hear it, you feel it, and you know it. That's the way it is with anything. It's not about here, it's about here, there, nowhere, everywhere. Tell it like it is. Make sure what you're speaking from is certainty, heartfelt certainty. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And from that certainty, you don't have to worry about what anybody else says or thinks, because they need to work from their own certainty or uncertainty, whatever the case may be for them. And not everybody sees the same thing when everybody's looking at the same thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone has their own take on it. Not everyone hears the same thing when they're hearing the same thing. So we're talking then about the spiritual process as an individual process. It's unique to the individual. And so because of that, when there's common ground, it's a big deal. When you meet people who say, oh, they see and know the same thing. Say, for a moment anyway, it's not all. Right? A lot of people get married because they seem to be on the same page. Right? In the beginning, the romance is, the dance of compromise. Right? Which means it's BS. Right? It's not real. It's exciting, but it's fading already. So people try to maintain the relationships and say, well, I'm going to lose this person. We're having such a great time, so maybe we should get married. Make it last forever. That's not going to work either. Right, there's no such thing. It's compromise. Right? That means there's a time for something to be, and there's a time for it not to be. Right? And change in terms of states of consciousness, regardless of what your contract is to whomever it is going to dominate more than the so-called affinity between the people, because no two people are really alike, but they can act that way. Mm-hmm. Even twins, born around the same moment, are not necessarily alike. They're similar, twins. They're similar. They can show up doing similar things, but they're not alike. There are differences. So, maybe some twins will want to be exactly like the other, and so they're reinforcing imagery, right, to be accepted, to be, say, as the other. Again, the compromise. But to stand alone, to be willing to see the universe, or be the universe from the heart, is a big deal. Be true to thyself is an old adage, it's an aphorism from the past. Be willing to be informed by the universe, not just your friends and your society, but the universe. The universe is the mother. Natives had it right when they said to go into nature and find your truth. So, I don't mean in the leaves and in branches and in the grass and the dirt and just in the elements. We're talking about the totality of space. Try to experience that. That's the life. That's the real mother. It's not just Earth. It's Earth and everything else. It's the universe. And we have to realize what that is. Sometimes a person can realize that in a dream state, if they're fortunate enough to remember it. But then there are others who say they can't have any kind of dream that's significant to themselves, so in their case, so they have to look for something which enables them to feel they're having the certification they need, the certainty of experience that they really feel they need and need to have for themselves. Because a lot of people just come up with, I don't know. Who knows? Because they give up, knowing that they are the certainty. Their being is already the absolute certainty of what it is. See? Regardless of where their mind has slipped away to, they are being the certainty, but they're not looking at that properly. Sometimes sitting can help you. That's why teachers, in a certain way, of a certain mindlessness, can help you get to that place of being being. And being certain about that, clear about it, true. And finding peace in it at the same time.